So here's a spiral notebook that we started yesterday. And we have our story map here for Two Tall Houses. We're going to make another one today, and we're going to read this book, The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different. Okay, so turn to a new page. Welcome, Lucas. So we're working in this spiral, and I'm just going to go to the front of the next page. Actually, I'm going to go in the back. We're going to go in the back in our spiral, and we're going to write the title. I'm going to put the date over here, 8/27. Okay, and then I'm going to write The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different. Yeah, we'll go with it. And I'm going to capitalize the first letter of each word in this title. Oh, it's going to go in the next line. And because it's the name of a book, I'm going to underline it. So we want to set it up like our story map since we don't have that printed out. So we're going to put setting over here. And yesterday we also put characters. Remember when we read our book about Owl and Rabbit? Then we have our problem with an arrow down to our solution. And over here we have the events. 1, 2, 3. Remember? Events. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so your paper should look something like mine. Got it, Ethan?
Yeah.
Hi.
I practiced by breathing.
Oh, yay. I can't do it right now. Sorry. But I do.
Okay.
Did Nadine make it back? Nope. Nor Usman. Okay, and it's okay if you don't have it all set up because you can fill it out along the way as we read. Okay, The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different. I told you that I love Hawaii, right? So I have a lot of books from Hawaii. Ethan, do you have a question? Carolina, do you have a question? I love this picture. Do you see the clouds? There's the little gecko, and he's standing on the beach, looking up at the clouds, and they're all the different shapes.
I just wanted to point out your wallpaper on your phone matches my notebook.
Oh, on the iPad? All right. Coo-Poo the gecko was feeling so sad. Great geckos galore, what a problem he had. He had a great body, so long and so thin, but what he disliked was the look of his skin. This is rhyming. What kind of poem do we call it when every 2 lines rhyme? Do you remember what kind of poem that is? Ethan, do you remember?
Couplet?
A couplet.
No, I don't know it, but I don't have my spiral notebook.
Do you have a piece of paper you could use instead?
Yeah.
Great. First, Coo-Poo would moan, and then he would groan, and then he would say in a very sad tone, What color are geckos? We're not on the chart. We're all gecko colored. Can't tell us apart. Gecko color is really no color at all. We always just seem to blend in with the wall, which is kind of what geckos do. Their skin changes colors. Why couldn't I have been a goldfish so bright, or a zebra who's striped like the day and the night? Cats come in colors, and so do the dogs. And oh, the beautiful green skin of frogs, or the sunshiny yellow of a new baby duck. And chameleons change colors. Talk about luck. Looking like everyone else makes me mad. Why couldn't I have been checkered or plaid? Leopards stand out because they have spots. I wish they would share them because they have lots. Every gecko I see looks just like my twin. Oh, how I wish I had different skin. Okay, what can we add to our story map that we know so far? What can we add? I have a puppy helping me today. Ethan, what can we add?
That he doesn't have any patterns or anything, and all the other.
Yeah, is that kind of the problem?
Yeah, because he doesn't like his skin.
Yeah. Does anyone remember his name? Unmute yourself if you remember his name. It's kind of a silly one. Yeah. Anybody remember?
Kupu.
Yeah, Kupu.
Kupu.
Which is Hawaiian. Kupu, we'll say Kupu the gecko is the character. And then the problem, like Ethan was saying, is Kupu, did you say, I heard you say doesn't like the color of his skin. Is that right?
Yeah, and he likes the other gecko's skin, I guess.
Oops, do you all know that a gecko is like a little lizard?
He said, yeah, they're like my twin.
Yeah, you're right, Khalil. He's saying like everybody's skin looks like his, right? So, shall we put something like all the geckos look alike? Because that's really the problem. He doesn't want to be like everybody else, right? Anything else worth adding to our story map? Thank you, boys. Clara? Carolina?
That I feel like most people are jealous of other people on their skin, that they don't like their body type and they want to be like other people. He doesn't want to be like other people.
Yeah, it's kind of opposite, huh? He wants to be different, which is the title, huh? Yeah, but I like how you're thinking. Good readers often think about that. Caroline is saying usually people want to look like everybody else, so he wants to be different. Good, Carolina. Khalil, you want to add to that? I'm just going to put, now this isn't a complete sentence because I'm just taking my notes. Wants to be different. Do you want to add, Khalil?
He wants to be different in many ways.
Yeah, yep. You can add that to your notes. Jason, you want to add?
No, I just wanted to say I have 2 geckos that live in my backyard.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen them in a little bit.
Oh, it's hot for them. All right, let's carry on. The colors of butterflies are such a sight, and peacocks and eagles are so fine and bright. I know it's fuzzy, I'm trying to get it. Penguins in Texas look always dressed up, and all those cute spots on a Dalmatian pup. Bumblebees glisten in yellow and black, while geckos are dull from their front to their back. Lions are kings with their golden manes, while geckos just look like a bunch of plain Janes. Why am I such a plain-colored lizard? Oh, how I wish I could meet with a wizard. He could snap his long fingers, and then, behold, my skin would turn colors, perhaps even gold. That's it, Kupu said, Kopu thought as he danced and he twirled. I'll be known as Gold Gecko all over the world. I want to look different, all shiny and bold, and wow, I would sure look that way if I'm gold. So there haven't really been any events yet. Would you agree? Right now, we're just learning about Kupu and the fact that he's sad. Soon, there was nothing else Kupu could think of. He wanted some gold skin that fit like a glove. He lost all his friends who thought he was boring. It's worse, said one pal, than my big sister snoring. They all thought his dream was nothing but sin. Shouldn't geckos be happy in plain gecko skin? He's off by himself. One day, when his mood was especially grim, his father decided to talk to him. Kupu, he said, why make such a fuss? You're acting as if you're ashamed of us. Oh no, said Kupu, who loved Mom and Dad. You're the very best parents a guy ever had. But every gecko looks just like my twin. I want to be different with colorful skin. We all look the same, he said with a groan. I want to look just like me alone. And poor Kupu looked so sad and so blue, his father said, I know just what to do. We can't change the color or shade of your skin, but we can stop you from looking like everyone's twin. How? Kupu asked, knowing Dad was so smart. I want to be different with all of my heart. Okay, his dad said. Tomorrow you'll see. I'll bring something special for you home with me. Then he added with a very big smile, Gecko color is always in style, and we're each of us special, though we look just the same. No, not one other gecko has your name. Okay, what can we add? So remember, we're doing our process of summarizing, we're reading, we're gathering important information, we're taking our notes, and every once in a while we have to pause and say, is there anything that we should add to our story map? Anything worth including in the summary? What can we add? Kaya? Something to add?
We could add the setting of where they are.
Yeah. What would we add?
Maybe the beach.
Yeah. Well, they're in Hawaii, right? And it takes place at school and at home. So let's say Hawaii. Because the ocean is in almost every illustration. I love the illustrations of this book, by the way. Don't you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kaya. Okay, Abby, anything else that we should add to our story map?
We should add the characters.
Who should we add?
We should add Kupu and his dad.
Yes. So we've got Kupu the gecko and Dad. Or we could say Kupu's dad. Because those friends were in there, but they weren't really important, were they? Do we have any events to add? What do you think, Kate?
I think we can add that his dad's going to bring something home and he's not like everybody else.
Okay. So do you think that's the first thing that happened, or maybe did something happen before that to set up the story a little bit?
I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking about that scene at the school where, like, at first, he was kind of disappointed, and then something else happened, and he's really kind of alone, right? So before his dad said he was going to bring him home something, he had to have this talk. So Kupu, He lost his friends, didn't he? Because his friends were like, who cares? We all look the same. Get over it. So Kupu lost his friends because he was like obsessed with being different. I'm going to say, and these are my words, you can put your own words in your notes. I'm going to say he lost his friends because they didn't care about being different. And then we'll add Kate's idea about how then Kupu's dad had an idea, right? To bring something special, to bring something home. So Usman, we're taking these notes in our reader's notebook, the spiral that we started yesterday. Okay. Let's see what happens. Any predictions about what Kupu's dad might bring home for him? Anybody have a prediction?
Paint.
Paint? What do you think, Kate?
Sorry, I forgot to put my hand down.
Oh, that's okay. Abby, what do you think? What's your prediction? What's Kupu's dad going to bring home?
I think he's going to bring like a bucket of paint and paint him in colors.
Oh, that's your predictions based off the front, huh? Delaney, what's your prediction?
Bring like 2 loads of paint where there's like different colors of paint, and he will use like probably his tail and brush it.
Yeah, could be. Okay, Valentina, what do you think?
I think they're going to use paint and color him with like brushes.
Let's see what happens. Kupu thought hard about what Dad had said, and many new thoughts got mixed up in his head. Maybe my skin color isn't so bad. After all, I look exactly like Dad. And he's always special. I know without fail, from the top of his head to the end of his tail. I miss all my friends and do want to play. Maybe I'll be different in some other way. Maybe I'll be a big movie star. Well, that's a good dream. I could go far. And so with a smile, Kupu fell asleep. And soon he was counting look-alike sheep. The next day he paced as he waited for Dad, and when he came home, Kupu was so glad. Dad, he exclaimed with widening eyes. What's in the box? Oh, it's a surprise. He tore open the box and ripped off the bow, and seeing inside, gasped a big, oh. The box held a colorful t-shirt, brand new. Dad said, "This was made special for you. It has your name in bright red on the chest." "Wow, Dad," Kupu said. "This works the best." He put on the t-shirt and grinned a big grin. He was no longer worried about his drab skin. Kupu was happy as happy could be. Now everyone knows I'm really me. The end. Okay, so what can we add to our list? To our map. What should we add? Lucas, what should we add?
For the third event, we should add that he brought home a colorful T-shirt with his name on it.
Let's do it. Poor Gabby. Dad brought home a colorful T-shirt with Kupu's name on it. Did you write that down, Lucas? Good. Thank you, Lucas. What else should we add? Abby?
For the solution, we should add the T-shirt made him stand out.
Thank you, Abby. Now we have to remember also to relate our solution to our problem. So how was this problem resolved? Because in the beginning, Kupu was unhappy about the color of his skin. How did he feel about the color of his skin in the end? Because the color of his skin didn't change. How did he feel in the end? Naya, what do you think?
He felt happy because of the colorful T-shirt.
This is true. And how did he feel about the color of his skin?
Was he happy about it?
Yeah, he was kind of okay with it. Kai, you want to add to that?
I was going to say the same thing as Naya.
Okay, so the T-shirt made Kupu stand out, and then we'll just add something like he was happy with the color of his skin. He even said at some point, like, he looked just like his dad, and maybe that wasn't so bad, right? Because he admired his dad. All right, anything else to add to our story map? Anything important enough that we might want to include it in our summary? That's what you really want to know. Is this important enough? Would anybody think we might need to add it to our summary? Carolina?
When he wore the shirt, he felt different from everybody else. And even if everybody else had that shirt, it has his own name on it. So it's still his very own shirt.
Yeah, you could add that in here. The T-shirt made Kupu stand out because it was his very own. It had his name on it. Jason, what else?
He didn't change the skin of his color. He got a colorful shirt.
That's right. He didn't change the color of his skin.
He doesn't gonna feel all painted, then he's gonna feel lonely.
Yeah. So the illustrator kind of tricked us, didn't they? Maybe this was something that Kapu was dreaming about, looking like this on the cover. Made you guys think that he was going to paint his skin, when really he just put something over it and was happy with his skin in the end. This is a cute story. I like it. All right. Let's talk about what is next.